Alright, 3 minutes. Time starts now. Hi, I'm host Eric. I'm here with host Zachary. We're going to be talking about Enneagram tri-types tonight. I'm going to set it up here in this first 3 minute section by telling what they are and what the idea behind it is. So, if you're familiar with the Enneagram system, it's more of a descriptive than a predictive or mechanistic approach to understanding personality, but I still find it surprisingly right on the money in a lot of areas, for me anyway. And I particularly like the tri-type model, which says basically the Enneagram model suggests that there are three areas of existence that are represented in personality: the head, the body, and the heart. And that each of those three sections you can manifest as one of three types of a head type, one of three types of a body type, one of three types of a heart type. If your number is 4, 5, or 6, if your number is 5, 6, or 7, then you are a head type. If your number is 8, 9, or 1, you're a body type. If your number is 2, 3, or 4, you're a heart type. Now, each of those types is distinct, the body, heart, and head, in that it is driven fundamentally by a core negative emotion. For the head types, that core negative emotion is fear. They are in reaction. Their existence is in reaction and in defiance of fear. And for the body types, the 8, 9, 1, their existence is in defiance and reaction to anger. And the heart types, their existence is in defiance of or reaction to shame. And so we each ultimately, in the tri-type model, then wrestle with those core negative emotions as one of those types, one of those subtypes. So for me, I wrestle with fear by being an enthusiast, by trying to keep as busy as possible, do as many different interesting projects as I can, because it keeps the existential terror at bay, essentially. And then, but I self-identify as 738, which means my 3 is known as the achiever type. That plays in also with the 7. They go well together, you know. And that means that in response to shame, what do? I go out and try to win an award or something. Say, see, I'm okay. I don't have to be ashamed. I won this trophy, or my kid did anyway. My debater won. And then the 8 is anger. That's asshole Eric. If you try to roll up on Eric at the wrong way and the wrong time, if you're wrong, then you get 8. It's my third choice. That's 3 minutes. Zachary, you're up next.
Uh, I, yeah, I think it's definitely it's interesting how the I guess Enneagram, a lot of what the typing is, the negative traits that come with the personalities and what they fear. I'm a type 5, and my tri-type is a 514, and I identify with that because a lot of my fears in general about navigating existence is that I'm going to appear incompetent to other people. And so acquiring knowledge is almost a defense mechanism for me, where I will try to develop concrete understandings in as many areas that I'm aware of as possible to prevent myself from coming off as ignorant, because it's my primary quality. Uh, where my primary quality is of an intellectual nature, and I'm kind of gimped in other areas of my life. So the best way for me to operate is to build a defensive wall of information, of knowledge, and a lot of the time it won't even be my own. So a lot of my process comes from I gather information based on two things, which would be my fear coming off as incompetent and my own personal pursuit of an understanding. And so as I acquire knowledge through the fear, and I usually operate internally on coming to conclusions within that. But most of the time when I'm trying to gauge how or gauge how other people think and how they view the world, I will present ideas that I've picked up in my pursuit of knowledge. It may not even be my own, just to see how they respond to it, and in general how they
What's your relationship to anger? You got 45 seconds left.
relationship with anger. I don't get outwardly anger much, or I'm not very angry outwardly, but internally, I definitely feel extreme anger at a lot of things. I don't process it very well at all. Uh, Most of it is just trying to bottle it up and let my unconscious deal with most of the, I guess, conflict and resistance to the external world. I feel like every experience I have just leads me to more bitterness in the world, and a lot of my unconscious attention is used to try to restrict that bitterness or that conflict within myself.
Okay. Um, cool. So I got 2 minutes now. What I want to talk about is the exciting world of what the main Enneagram tri-types are, which is to say, I want to figure out what 1 and 9 are. Because I know 8 reacts to, uses anger directly to be angry, basically, is how they employ anger. But the 1 and 9, one of them is a peacemaker type, I'm pretty sure. So Enneagram type 1. Let's see. The reformer. 9 is the peacemaker, or the perfectionist. So, okay, if you have a 1, you're the perfectionist, the reformer, which means you're looking for, you like to find, like the ENTP, you like to find existing systems that are fucked up and call bullshit on. And the perfectionist thing, that would be your reaction to anger, is to be perfect and therefore not ever have to deal with anger, right? Because anger is somehow associated with imperfection. It's the result of it in some sense. And then type 4, that one is, let me see how much time I have left. I only have 15 seconds left. That was a quick 2 minutes. Okay, type 4, which is type 4? 4, Piao. Type 4 is the individualist. Well, no doubt about that. So you're the individualist, perfectionist. What's 5 again?
The 5 is the investigator.
Okay, so you're an investigating individualist slash. What was the other thing I said? Oh yeah, reformer slash perfectionist. Okay, so now's your 2 minutes.
I think it's interesting. See, I only knew the type 5 or the title of the type 5, which is the investigator, but the kind of like perfection form, or I guess that I was kind of reflecting earlier while I was making coffee over am I a perfectionist and how that exactly manifests in my environment. And I think that the closer I think the closer people get to me, the perfectionist side comes out of myself. I feel like I'm inwardly a lot way more, I guess, conflict driven inwardly than outwardly. But some of that manifests outwardly as well. And I think the closer people are to me, the more they see that side of me come out, especially when I'm stressed about something. And I think that it
You
causes a
mean
lot
like
of
you yell at
conflict.
them or what? You yell at people or you throw apples at them or what?
Or I think I can be very critical of making like silly mistakes or silly decisions or something that like apparently my some of my family gets really upset at me over is that apparently I'm very critical of people's tastes in art or like music or movies or anything like that. Um, and I don't think I come off that way, but I inwardly I do feel kind of elitist about certain things, but I don't think I share that with others that much,
That's
um,
fine. It's fine to be
apparently,
elitist about shit. Everyone
yeah,
gets
that's
all
how I
uppity
feel.
about it. It's just, look, it's like Metasoap said. I'm taking your 2 minutes, aren't I?
Nah, whatever.
I forgot about the time. You got 15 seconds left. Anyway, Metasoap was like, okay, this last 2 minutes, let's just chat then. Metasoap was like, I don't think your bust their chops attack style debate guy thing
Oh yeah, so that comment, yeah,
works
an open
for
discussion.
open discussion, but my point stands, right? If there's not any clash, then you're just patting each other on the back about how right you are.
Yeah. For the record, I didn't think you were being aggressive. Actually, last night when we were talking about that, I was sitting there thinking like, this is fun as fuck. Like I wish I could engage people like this more. I wish there were more people that were receptive to being engaged over their political views. And plus,
Well,
I'm on like the fence of adopting them now, so it's like,
well, you could always adopt them conditionally, like everything else in life.
yeah.
That's how life goes. Is that's how this video ends, I think, with the conditionality of all things. Pew, and this cool visual effect that I'm gonna do with this thing. Pew, like this. Pew. Okay, thanks for watching. Any last words, Zach?
uh, no.